Hey guys, it's Gumwings here, and I'm back with another episode of Scary Stories. You guys loved the last episode I did, so, as promised, I decided to do episode 2. So, in today's episode, I got 4 more scary stories. Although there's no specific topic on these ones, I decided that I'll just tell you guys these stories. It's really interesting, and I think you guys will like these. So, before I even start telling the stories, I just want you guys to hit the subscribe button if you have not, because, that'll help the channel a lot. We have reached 150 in the last few days, and I'm excited to see if we can reach 200 before June. So, you guys think we can do it? You guys think we can hit 200 before June or July? Because if we do, I'll be happy. So if you guys haven't yet, please press the subscribe button. Also hit that like button too, so I'll know if you guys are enjoying this video or this type of series. And I think that's pretty much it. If you guys want to read these stories for yourself, the link will be in the description down below. Also, any music that I'm using I do not own, but I'm giving credit to the people in the description. Alright? Okay, now let's get on to the stories. My grandma died around about 10 years ago. I was only 12 and I had 2 rooms away from her. She was ill and I knew it, that she will die soon. So this night, she called my mother from the top of her lungs and she sounded really scared. My mother got to her hand and held her. She screamed, "Elizabeth!" every few seconds, and she would not chill down. Not even for a second. 30 minutes go by and she finally fell asleep. Probably because she was exhausted, that she could no longer stay awake. My mother had a shocked expression on her face, uh, like she was about to cry. I began crying in my bed because I thought that she would be dead and my grandma would never wake up. But I'm still wondering, who is this Elizabeth person? No one knew who she was, not even my siblings from my grandma's side. 3 years later, my grandma's sister died, and while she was dying, she screamed the same name, "Elizabeth! Elizabeth!" After, I did much research, but no one was ever called Elizabeth. So maybe our family death is called Elizabeth? Or did they just have a secret they're hiding from me? I don't know anyone named like this, and I have no connection to this name. I live in the old town of Whitehaven. I live in a nicer part of town, right next to the lake. Every day I would always go around it, but I always get to the part where I just turn around and avoid the woods. My first encounter with this was when my family just moved in. We decided to go on a walk and meet some new neighbors. On the walk, we noticed a dismembered doll on the side of the road. We brushed it off as it could just be the neighbor kids' toys, even though my older sister and I were only kids. A few years later, when I was around 12 years old, my cousins and I were playing in the forest. I have never gone that far out in the woods. I was only around, let's say about 3/4 of a mile in the woods when I saw a doll just sitting there. I was over a little outlook when I saw the creepy that I saw. There was a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of headless dolls on the ground, laying in the shape of a pentagon. I stood there frozen. One of my cousins saw me and came to see what was up. Then they saw it. and the oldest one picked me up and bolted out of there. I didn't know what was going on at any time of this experience until I was writing this. My second story was when I was with a friend. My friend and I were just walking through the woods when he told me he felt uncomfortable. It was windy that day. After he said that, the wind just stopped, and we could all hear is us talking and the crunch of our feet on the dead leaves and twigs of the dirt path. I needed to use the bathroom, so we stopped. There was no walking. He was just waiting for me. Then we heard crunching in the woods. We got a sudden feeling that someone was watching us. On the way back, we heard some glass shatter and a inhuman scream. As soon as we heard that, my friend and I booked it. When we got back to my house, my friend told me he saw a black figure and that we should never go back in there ever again. So, as you guys saw from the title, this was only part 1 of the tunnel. I don't know when part 2 is coming out, but bear with me. So, if the story feels unfinished, that's because this is only part 1. Alright, let's get into the tunnel. I've always been a big fan of creepy stuff. Don't know why. My friends make fun of me of it, but I personally think they're just a bunch of buzzkills. I was bored one day and decided to go out for a walk. Of course, my friends begged me to go with me. I eventually let them come. We also made sure to bring our phones for light, since it was going to be dark in the evening of November. It was already dark though, and so we set off on our journey. We had no particular destination in mind. We thought that we would just go wherever our legs would take us. The atmosphere on this day was, well, eerie and quiet. For a Friday, it was even more particular, as usually the roads would be bustling with cars. The mood would be lightened by my friends as they crackled some jokes and chanted songs. I laughed along with them as we continued to walk through town. Eventually, we decided to take a small break after walking for about 20 minutes. We sat down on a small bench. Those who didn't fit just sat on the floor for some reason. Then we talked for a while until someone in our group shouted loudly, shifting my attention from my friend to the source of his voice. Hey, we should explore this tunnel. My friend Carlos pointed out that there was a tunnel nearby. You're insane, Carlos, Dylan, one of my other friends, said. I rolled my eyes at Carlos. It was like 1 a.m. and you're expecting us to explore a dark tunnel? Katie, another person in the group, turned and to walk away. But I held my hand to stop her. No, let's do it. It's a great idea, I said. About half of the group stared at me like I've completely lost my mind. The other half were smiling in agreement with me. Those who feel like they'll, poop themselves at some point, please leave now and go home so you'll save us the trouble. Well, my friend said. I have to admit, I was a bit surprised when I saw that nobody had left. Now I was excited. Adrenaline coursing through my veins. After all, I loved creepy stuff, and this tunnel was right up my alley. I regret this already, Bet, one of the girls whined. I led the group. Me being in love with this sort of things, and everyone else being a bunch of wimps. We all turned on the light on our phones so we were able to see where we are going. I was expecting this to be fun and all, especially since I was with my friends, but I was wrong. Something else happened. I don't know why. This happens every so often. I can hear voices like someone calling my name or family members' names. But when I check, no one is there. And sometimes I feel like something in the corner of my eyes just turned around and then nothing's there. I have a strange feeling when I am out at night. When I go home, I feel like someone's watching me because there's a small woods right next to my house. It makes sense to feel like I am being watched, though, because a few years back, me and my friends found a base. There was a bed, and it creeped me out, and my friends out, and in a few times, we have seen police enter the woods, but we don't know if anything happens. So, did you guys enjoy those four narrations? I know one of the stories wasn't really complete, but I promise you that sometime in the future, maybe part 2 will come out in a later episode. So, if you guys are wondering if part 2 is ever going to come out for the channel, just keep watching more episodes. Maybe it'll come out in a new episode, maybe even the next one I make. So, yeah, if you guys want to read the stories for yourselves, because I altered some of them, you can go check in the link in the description down below, depending on which story you want. Of course, I put their titles in so it's easier for you guys to find. Like I said before, I've kind of got a little copyright claims from music I have made. I have put in these videos. So I'm just telling you guys this. I do not personally own these music, but I always give ownership. I always give credit to the owners of every single one. So their music will be in the link in the description down below. So you gotta support them as well. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for today, you guys. Hope you enjoyed episode 2. If you haven't, just please like and subscribe. We have hit 150 subscribers already, and I'm planning to hit 200 soon. Also, remember to hit that bell, guys, because I don't have a schedule. And if you have a story you want me to narrate, just DM me on Instagram. The link to that will be in the description down below. Or you can message me on Discord. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and well, peace out.